If you are looking to increase energy, I'm going to give you 7 morning routine hacks today that you can do to help maximize your energy, especially if you are a busy, working, high performing woman. Maybe you're a business owner, maybe you're in corporate. And if you're a mom, if you're a parent too, you can use some of these hacks to help maximize your energy.
Welcome to She's Healthy, a podcast for ambitious women on their journey to become the healthiest version of themselves. I'm your host, Lori Aikman.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. If this is the first time you are listening, welcome to the She's Healthy podcast. I am your host, Lori Aikman. I am a nurse practitioner and founder of Queen Bee Medicine, which is a direct primary care practice based out of Florida, where I help women, especially with hormone balance, right? How many of us women are not affected by hormone balance, right? There's pretty much none of us. And I find that is missing in primary care. So I'm on a mission through this podcast and social media content and things like that to really help women understand their body and get the help they need. Which leads me to our topic today of maximizing energy. I talk to probably every woman I talk to tells me about they're tired, right? They wish they had more energy, even if they're still functioning. Like a lot of women, and I would say this is the same for me, are high performing women. So even though they are tired, they're still able to like push through. They still get things done, but they could feel better, right? They're like, I could feel better. I can have more energy. So we're going to dive into that today. Before I dive in, I do have to give you my medical disclaimer. I'm Lori Aikman. Again, I am a nurse practitioner, but this podcast does not constitute medical advice. So I do recommend that you talk to your doctor, talk to your provider before you make any changes to your healthcare plan. And yeah, that's it. All right, so let's dive in. So I'm going to give you, again, 7 hacks today. And my goal with these episodes is that they're 30 minutes max. I aim for 20 minutes, but 30 minutes max. So this is something you can like pop in where you're going for a walk or driving in the car and get some quick actionable tips out of. Okay, so the first hack I'm going to give you is, and I think most of us probably do this, but waking up around the same time every day. Now, I will say caveat to this, like I worked as a nurse practitioner in the hospital for many years. So, and when I was an NP and I worked in the ICU, I worked swing shift. So sometimes I was on day shift, sometimes I was on night shift. So for those of you that have a varying schedule, like I've been there, I feel for you. But those of you who, maybe have a more consistent routine, you have more control over your schedule. It's best if you wake up around the same time every day, no more than 2 hours different. So this means if you're waking up at 5 a.m. during the week, you don't want to wake up any later than like 7 a.m. on the weekends. And that's just so your body, right? Think about our bodies as like think about your kids, right? If any of you are moms, kids need a routine, like they thrive knowing like the plan, and our bodies do better like that too. So on the weekends, maybe you sleep in a little bit, maybe you catch a nap, but if you're waking up again within 2 hours of your normal wake up time during the week, that's going to be best for your body as far as it, functioning normally every day, rather than when that routine is constantly changing or you're having big changes from during the week to on the weekends. That's going to be harder for your body. And you're going to feel that. I remember just feeling that when I was working swing shift, I'd work a night and then be off and then like sleep during the day and wake up, and you just feel terrible. So as much as you can get your body on a routine, that is going to help you feel more energized when you wake up in the morning. All right. Number 2, this seems so simple, but so many of us, I know I can be guilty of this, but you're going to drink some water when you first wake up in the morning. Okay. So think about it. You go to bed overnight. If you're sleeping 8 hours, you're not drinking any water overnight. Or maybe if you do drink up, you probably don't drink a whole lot. You probably have a sip to maybe clear your mouth or something. But you want to get up and you want to have I would say at least like a bottle of water size, right? Like 16 ounces. So 2 cups of water in the morning. Ideally drink more. I will say it's not within reach. I drink every morning. Oh, there it is. I drink every morning. I have a corksicle. This is best, my opinion, as a mom, because it has like the built-in straw, but then it closes and it has a little loop. The Yeti cups and the Stanley cups and stuff like that. Just my kids knock it over and it spills. But this is about 20 ounces. I will drink one of these first thing in the morning. And bonus, I throw some electrolytes in it. Okay, so when we talk about hydrating, right, hydrating can make you feel more energized. Some of you are walking around dehydrated and you don't even realize it. And you're like, oh, why do I have brain fog? Why, like all these things. So I have headaches and you're just not hydrated enough. So I always recommend that women drink at least 80 ounces of water a day. So for me, this would be filling up this bottle 4 times. But the thing we have to recognize is that hydration isn't just water. So like if we talk about hydration in our body water, we don't just have water in our body. We also have electrolytes. We have sodium, potassium, magnesium, things like that. And so I'll put the link in there. I use, and this is not sponsored, I use Relight from Redmond. They make sea salt. They make a mineralized sea salt. And I use their electrolytes. I found, if any of you have tried LMNT, LMNT is like super salty. Relight is salty, but not as much. But it's better electrolyte quality than like stuff you can find. Somebody gave me a link for something on Amazon and I checked it out, and it's like, if you look at actually the concentration of electrolytes, some electrolyte drinks out there really have like minimal electrolytes. So you have to drink like multiple servings a day to get adequate amount. So with that Relight, I do 2 a day to get electrolytes. I do 2 scoops a day. So that was number 2. When you wake up first thing in the morning, drink your water and put some electrolytes in it. So number 3, this one's going to be tough. So you're getting up, you're drinking your water right away. This could be tough for some of you. I know it can be for me. You want to delay to maximize your energy to help support normal, healthy cortisol levels. You want to delay drinking coffee first thing in the morning. Okay. So you actually want to wait, or caffeine, I should say. Maybe you drink tea. Even if you're drinking matcha, you want to delay caffeine intake till about 10 a.m. to get the best, like if you're looking for energy, focus, things like that, benefits from drinking your coffee, it's actually better that you have it about 10 a.m. So what can happen is that when we're getting up, we're drinking, especially if we're not hydrating, and then we're going right for our coffee or our tea or whatever, we're spiking cortisol through our caffeine intake. And normally when we wake up in the morning, we should have a nice cortisol increase naturally. Okay. And so then about 30 minutes after we wake up, then our cortisol actually starts coming down and then declines throughout the day. So we can actually help extend that cortisol a little longer, feel more awake, energized, all that, if we can delay that caffeine intake a little late. I would say at least an hour after you're awake. And I know I can be super guilty of this. Like I really love drinking something warm and hot, a hot drink in the morning. So that might be opting for a decaf or, lemon water or herbal tea or something like that. Just if you're used to like having that warm beverage first thing in the morning. But again, for that optimal cortisol levels, energy, if you can delay caffeine intake. I will tell you, what I find is that when my clients make this shift, what they find is that they actually realize they were kind of self-medicating with the caffeine. So they find when they delay their caffeine intake, they're like, I didn't realize like how tired. Sometimes they give up caffeine. Just depending on what their hormones show, what's going on with their body, they realize how much that they are self-medicating with caffeine. So I will warn you, if your body is really depleted, if you've got really low cortisol levels and you quit your caffeine, you may feel like you just need to go back to bed. And that's a sign that your body just needs more support, right? You need to get the help to help get your body back up. Maybe you don't give up caffeine until you do that, just so you feel like you can get up. Another thing we can do first thing in the morning. So that was number 3. Number 4 is get up and move. So for about 10 minutes, just first thing in the morning, if we can get up and move our body, get the blood pumping, this actually can help those natural cortisol levels rise up and help you feel more awake, get that blood pumping. So this could be if you want to like do jumping jacks, right? If you want to do something that's a little bit more high energy. This could also be doing yoga, doing some stretching. There's a 10-minute yoga video that I do sometimes, and it is a little bit quicker, but my blood gets pumping, but I'm also like stretching my body, and I just feel really good. I feel very awake after I do it, and it's literally 10 minutes. If you don't want to do that, you could do something more, like you could go for a 10-minute walk, right? Take the dog out. You could do more gentle 10 minutes of yoga. You could do, I don't know, any kind of movement. You can dance, you can, have sex. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but get up and move your body for about 10 minutes in the morning. That's going to help get the energy going, feel more energized, awake, alive. Okay. All right. Number 5, you're going to want to eat a high protein breakfast. So this is a mistake I see so much. Now I know there's different schools of thought with intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is something I do recommend with my patients, but a mistake I see most women make is not eating enough protein. So especially if you're just having a coffee for breakfast, and you're getting pretty much sugar, especially if you're like going through Starbucks and drinking a coffee, you're getting sugar and fat and you're getting no protein. So what the data shows is that if you have a high protein breakfast, so I would say at least 20, if not 30 grams of protein with your breakfast. If you are not, when we do have high protein breakfast, we see better blood sugar control throughout the day. And I will tell you that sometimes when you're feeling fatigued, you're feeling tired, you're feeling headachy, it's that you have low blood sugar. Okay. And so when we can control that blood sugar better throughout the day, we're going to feel again more energized. And that starts with having a high protein breakfast. Okay. All right. On to number 6. Number 6 is you want to optimize your schedule, and 6 and 7 kind of lean into each other. But I notice for me, I'm most productive in the morning. Sometimes I have like invitations for like 8 p.m. meetings, and or like occasionally, I will schedule a meeting or a client meeting or something like that in the evening. But and you can look into like all the human design. I know I'm a manifesting generator and they tend to have more energy in the morning. I'm totally that. So I would do better at a 6 a.m. meeting than I would do at a 6 p.m. or, 8 p.m. meeting. So optimizing your schedule for like how your body works and how your energy works. So maybe you're slow to wake up and you're better with like a 10 a.m., 11 a.m. day start. If you're able to, modify your schedule. Again, I know for me, I've been trying to, it just depends on when my children wake up, but I do really well if I get up first thing in the morning and I get about an hour of work done in the morning. I find that I can be really productive and just feel like, especially if I'm doing like things that sometimes like I'm like, oh, I'll do that later, because I have clients, or patients booked, during the day. And so there's some things like marketing or writing emails or things like that like I might kind of put off because I'm like, oh, I'm really gonna need to focus on that. I find that if I can get that done in that first hour of the morning, one, it gives me energy because I'm like, okay, I did the thing I was resisting. But 2, again, just the way my body works, I'm most productive and I can be a lot of times in the morning. That's just when ideas come to me. And so really optimizing my schedule, which for me is waking up before my kids get up and allowing myself that time to work, just helps me feel most energized and productive because of that's just how my body works, right? The other thing, so that was number 6, but then going related to that, number 7 is optimizing your schedule for something called your sleep type. So if you go to, I believe it's sleepdoctor.com.org. Let me look real quick. Sleepdoctor.com. So there's a someone who basically what we can look at, this is actually shown in, there's different genetic makeup for certain people. And this doctor did this book and developed these different sleep chronotypes, and they're named after animals. I can't remember what all the animals are, but basically based on your genetics, there's an optimal schedule for you. So he recommends a optimal sleep schedule based on your sleep chronotype, which is like a genetic driven thing. So what you can do is you can go through and take the quiz on the website, and it'll tell you what your sleep chronotype is. And it'll recommend ways like it's best for you to exercise first thing in the morning. It's best for you to exercise late in the day. It's best for you. It'll kind of give you like your daily routine that's best for you, especially your sleep. So you might be a person who, is that, you don't go to bed till midnight and you wake up no earlier than 8 a.m. and that works really well for you. Or you might be like, I want to say my type, like 11 to 7 is most optimal. And again, this is based on genetic variations and just how genetically you might be set up and wired for best sleep schedule. So again, let's just to recap the 7 strategies I gave you. We're waking up around the same time every day, even on the weekends or within 2 hours. Drinking water with first thing in the morning, especially with electrolytes. Delaying your caffeine intake till around 10 a.m. Getting up and moving for just 10 minutes first thing in the morning. Number 5 is eating a high protein breakfast with 20 to 30 grams of protein. Number 6 was optimizing your schedule, allowing you to get most work done when you're most productive. So again, for me, this is early in the morning. And then number 7 was optimizing your schedule for your sleep and your sleep type so that you do feel most energized. Of course, if your schedule allows you to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, I'd love it if you tag me on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Let me know if you have questions, something that comes up or something you want to hear more about. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Lori Aikman, and I will see you in the next episode.